starts now.
Good afternoon and thank you for joining us. A former Pensacola daycare owner charged with felony money laundering has had her charges dropped.
In the past 7 months, Rasha Hill says this investigation has taken a toll on her personally, emotionally, and financially. She says her life has become a nightmare since her house was raided and she was arrested. Hill says she's picking up the pieces of her old life as a business owner and a mother.
But it's already too late. In the world's eyes, I've already been prosecuted.
Tonight at 6, Melanie Levy shares more of her interview with Hill and tells us what police found inside of her home in Pace.
3 people taken to the hospital after a truck plowed through their workplace. This was the scene on Michigan Avenue in Bellevue just after 1 this afternoon. A pickup truck hit the Blossman Gas Company and went all the way through. Escambia County sent a hazardous materials team just in case, but no issues were found. The Florida Highway Patrol is investigating. We'll bring you updates as they come in.
The investigation is ongoing after a fiery crash on Highway 29 near Cantonment. Just after 8 Saturday night, state troopers say a speeding car crossed the median into the path of an SUV. A 30-year-old passenger in the car died at the scene. The driver, a 28-year-old Pensacola woman, left critically injured. A Flomaton couple and the SUV, both in their 70s, taken to the hospital in serious condition. The crash shut down that part of the Highway 29 for several hours.
Jury selection today for a former contractor charged with racketeering and fraud. Jesse Lacoste was indicted nearly 2 years ago after several homeowners reported that he took money but never did the work. If convicted, he could face up to 30 years in prison on each count. The indictment says the violations occurred between 2018 and 2022.
Northwest Florida farmers are feeling the effects of drought, and it's making this year's peanut harvest a challenge. Dry conditions across Escambia, Santa Rosa, and Okaloosa counties are affecting crops and equipment. At Holland Farms in Milton, green peanuts are the farm's main cash crop. It's the peak of the harvest season, and the hard, dry soil can make the process tougher and more costly.
You need some moisture to get the plows to flip the peanuts over. The dry weather has early on in September when it got dry was affecting the crop because we were having trouble getting the peanut plows in the ground, wearing plows out faster than normal and having to replace parts.
He says equipment repairs can be expensive. Coming up tonight at 5, hear more of my interview with BJ Holland and why he says despite problems caused by dry weather, it isn't necessarily a bad thing. And I don't know about you ladies, but I am kind of loving this more fall-like weather that we're having over here.
And it felt really nice outside today, especially.
There was still some heat out there, Marion.
Yeah, I can agree with that. With the lower humidity, but still in the 80s, that's kind of how I like it. I like it to be a little bit warm at least before it gets too cool as we really get into the fall season. But out there right now, we're left with more.
Thanks, Marion. With remaining living hostages freed and an end to the fighting in Gaza, the focus is shifting to what's next in the Middle East. Questions remain about whether Hamas will actually disarm and who will secure Gaza and rebuild.
National correspondent Christine Frizzell reports the first steps were carried out today in what President Trump calls the historic dawn of a new Middle East. You can point your camera at the QR code on the screen to answer our question of the day. Do you think the Nobel Peace Prize Committee is impacted by politics? You can also head to our X or Facebook page to let us know what you think.
The city of Pensacola is still eyeing the idea of professional soccer coming to the city. 7 months ago, the city and the United Soccer League signed a 1-year deal to explore the viability of bringing a team to Pensacola. It would require a commitment for construction of a dedicated stadium. Mayor D.C. Reeves saying talks still active.
I can certainly speak on our side. We feel very, very confident on that side. And we've gotten indications from USL that they feel very confident. That this is a market that they are willing to invest in, but it comes down to the stadium, and I agree with them.
The Pensacola Football Club thinks a professional team would be a good idea. We'll hear from their members tonight at 6 o'clock.
You can meet the new permanent resident at the Emerald Coast Wildlife Refuge this weekend. Gumbo suffered severe head injuries when he was a baby and couldn't care for himself in the wild. He's one of the stars of the Batty Fantastic Halloween party the refuge is hosting. It's Saturday from 3 to 7 p.m. at their facility off Highway 87 in Navarre, just north of East Bay Boulevard. They'll have vendors and activities, and if you can help, they are still looking for candy donations to pass out during the event.
Saints Markella and Demetrios Greek Orthodox Church in Mary Esther is holding their annual Greek festival. Starts Friday evening, opens at 11 on Saturday and 11:30 on Sunday. It's at the church on Bryn Mawr Boulevard. They'll have traditional music, dancing, and of course, some delicious food.
And if you're looking for an event your dog can enjoy too, Barktoberfest is Saturday from 10 to 4. They'll have activities for people and pets at Seville Square and Fountain Park in downtown Pensacola. Admission is free and all proceeds benefit the Pensacola Humane Society.
Still to come, 73 days to Christmas, the outlook for holiday shopping and travel amid economic uncertainty.
And a high school player with grit, the mindset that guides him on the field and in class. Amazon is planning for orders to ramp up during the holiday season. The company plans to hire 250,000 people, just like they have the last 2 years. Now, those jobs include regular, full-time, part-time, and seasonal positions. They're needed in Amazon's fulfillment and transportation network across the country. Amazon says regular and part-time workers earn an average of $23 an hour and receive benefits. Seasonal employees earn closer to $19 an hour. Open jobs are posted on the Amazon website.
First. Welcome back, everyone. China issuing a new warning to the U.S. today after President Trump announced additional 100% tariffs on Chinese goods.
Atra El-Nashar reports it's part of a rapid unraveling of trade relations between the two countries. Prosecutors in Leon County taking a closer look at Hope, Florida today. A grand jury in Tallahassee beginning its dive into the high-profile charity program. The goal is to help get people off of government assistance, but what started as a Medicaid settlement with a major healthcare company has escalated into accusations of fraud, money laundering, and misuse of taxpayer funds. Investigators are focusing on $10 million that Hope Florida shifted to a political group fighting Florida's recreational marijuana amendment. State officials say subpoenas have gone out for witnesses over the last several weeks for the case, but their names have not been released.
3 men are facing charges after a carjacking incident at an Escambia County apartment complex. Joshua Garnett, Sakuri Lewis, and Keyshawn McDaniel are all charged with robbery and aggravated assault. Garnett and Lewis are also both facing a weapon possession charge. The incident happened Saturday evening at the Jasmine Creek Apartments on East 9 Mile Road. Now, according to the sheriff's office, 2 women were in a car as they were looking at apartments when 3 unknown men walked up pointing guns at them. Deputies say both women got out of the car and ran to the nearby cookout restaurant where they called for help. When deputies arrived, they saw 3 men running from the car. 2 loaded guns were found nearby. The sheriff's office says the men were found inside an apartment at the complex.
Federal investigators are trying to answer questions involving several aircraft crashes over the weekend and into this morning. They happened in several locations across the country. ABC's Alex Stone reports.
Witnesses look.
The 90th Pensacola Interstate Fair is making its return this week. This year, there are certain items you cannot bring inside. For the first time ever, there is a zero-tolerance, no weapons policy. Firearms are not permitted on the fairgrounds, even if you have a concealed carry permit. There are several signs on site warning attendees of the change. Organizers say anyone who brings a weapon to the gate will be asked to leave it in the car.
You know, you can never be too careful. We'd rather err on the side of being a little more strict than we've been in the past. But it's just an extra step that we want to take to just try to keep everyone safe.
There's also a clear bag policy that will be in place for all attendees. Escambia County Sheriff Chip Simmons weighing in with security detail from deputies. I have more on that tonight at 6.
First Morning Weather, sponsored by Pensacola State College.
And speaking of the fair, I hope it'll be nice and warm out there.
It's the best time of year because it's usually a little bit chilly. You can put on a light jacket, but it was warm outside today. You never know. Marion, what do we have going on?
In my opinion, it's cool enough in the morning to get that fall feel, and then it warms up nicely into the afternoon, so it still feels like summer. So like,
well,
hopefully y'all can hear me now. But anyway.